दोस्तों, कमांडर सुधीर कुमार का नमस्कार। आज मैं एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय पे चर्चा करने जा रहा हूँ। जैसे आप सभी को विदित है और आप सभी अपने टीवी चैनल्स पर देख रहे हैं और इवन न्यूज़पेपर्स में पढ़ रहे हैं और सोशल मीडिया में भी उसका काफ़ी वो चल रहा है, वो है ईरान और इज़राइल के बीच में जो युद्ध एक तरीके से छिड़ा है और वो सभी को विदित है। और जिस तरीके से एक इंटरवेंशन अमेरिका ने किया है, तो ये एक बहुत ही बड़ा एक तरीके से डिसरप्शन जो है वो आपको वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर में देखने को मिलेगा। और मेरा कहना ये है कि दिस इज द बिगेस्ट रीसेटिंग ऑफ emerging global order in last 2 to 300. The World War I and the World War II were not able to disrupt the world to that great level the way this resetting of world order is going to take shape. Now, what is happening? There are near about 69 to 70 countries where terrorism is playing a havoc. Just see the impact on global economy. And when stability is not there in many parts of the world, definitely the productivity of the entire world decreases. The resources, those could have been channelized for the humanity, for the peace and prosperity of this world, are going somewhere else, and there are a lot of violence in many parts of the world, and behind this is radicalization. I don't hesitate to say that it is Islamic radicalization. And this Islamic radicalization is centered two countries. One is Iran, another one is Pakistan. India has been facing a proxy war by our neighbor Pakistan from last 3 to 4 decades through the route of terrorism. Pakistan is running near about 1 lakh or even more madrasas where the teaching is based on the fundamentalism and the radicalizations of poor children. They are converted into a terrorist, and then they are being sent not only in India but in many parts of the world. So that is the first epicenter in Asia is Pakistan, beyond doubt. Now Pakistan has been dealt by changing the foreign policy by India, and now India has made very categorical statement or change in its policy that unless Pakistan is going to change its policy towards terrorism, if it's not going to stop training and harboring the terrorists and destroying the training camp for these terrorists, till that time Bharat is not going to talk to Pakistan, is not going to come on the negotiation table. This statement has been given after Sindoor. In Op Sindoor, Bharat has shown its befitting capabilities, military capabilities, along with economic progress it is making, that any terror act on the soil of Bharat will not be tolerated and it will be considered an act of war. And that act of war will not only be emerging out of the terrorists, those are being trained there, but all the training schools, all the Maulvis and Mullahs, those are training this radicalized mind there, and ISI and the government there which is involved. So that message has been given by destroying their training camps and destroying the air defense capabilities and many other airports and even the openings of the nuclear sites where probably the Pakistan was storing its nuclear weapons. I can't say with 100% authenticity, but the way the social media was from Pakistan was having all these news, so yes, it has been hit. And their air capabilities also have been hit very badly. So now I feel that Pakistan must mold its way, but I am sure the Pakistan will not do it because Pakistan is a very poor country. They are not taking care of their poor people. There is no money. Inflation is very high. And their top military brass, top military commanders, some politicians are looting the people over there. Now coming to the second, Iran is a civilized country. It has got a culture, it has got traditions, and I'll not say that Iran is radicalized completely like Pakistan. Like Pakistan is 100% radicalized. Only few people are left, those are not, and their life has been made miserable by the radical elements in Pakistan. But in Iran, the top leadership and some people around them are governing the country, but the majority of people are not radicalized by. But now Iran is showing its supremacy that along with Pakistan, they will also develop their nuclear weapon, and they have given a threat to Israel, and that is the existential threat to Israel, as Iran said, that they are going to wipe out the Jews from this earth. Israel will not be on the map of earth. So the entire global fraternity has not taken it lightly. It's a very serious threat. It's a threat of radicalized mind. It is a terrorist threat. And the extreme of terrorism, where they are calling the like-minded people are going to raise that attacks in the form of terrorism, raising proxy war again. Iran is funding Hamas, Iran is funding Houthis, Iran is funding Hezbollah, and all these are raging war time to time against Israel. Everyone has seen the kind of a brutal attack was done on 7th of October, where thousands of innocent Israel people were killed by this brutal attack, all these terrorists coming out from the Hamas and the kind of an attacks they carried out. Certainly there is a hand of Iran and maybe even some more countries. So there is a clear indication that the second country which could be, destabilize the entire world peace is Iran. Now, the way America has carried out attack on its nuclear installations in 3 places, their capabilities of making nuclear bomb has certainly been reduced, but I am sure they are having enough of material still to make nuclear bomb, because in their planning even last 2 weeks, when Trump has told that if they are not coming to the negotiating table and if they don't agree that they will not pursue making nuclear bomb, then definitely America will strike. And it was known that on these 3 places where the hideouts and the installations inside below the hills over there, they are more than 200 to 300 meters, so it was difficult to destroy them by the missiles of Israel it was having. So it was destined that America is going to use its super bomb and through B-2 bombers, and it has been done. But I feel at least 450 kilograms of uranium, which has been enriched to 60 to 65%, definitely was not there. Iran might have shifted to clandestine place somewhere else. And similarly, they are having near about 275 kg to 300, that is enriched near about 20%. So from that also they can make crude bomb. So that is the thing, that detonators, fuses, other material required to assemble a nuclear bomb, that definitely helped by China, might be another country. There is also that in reactor, which is for the peaceful production of energy. Even the Russians are there in a very large number to help them how to harness nuclear energy for the peaceful purposes. But if Iran is making use of that after processing the plutonium which is coming out, and even the enrichment of near about 60 to 65%, it will be, they will be having enough of uranium to make near about 40 to 40 bombs, and similarly around near about 5 to 6 dirty bombs, which is still can be a danger to the world peace. And now they are blocked that way of Hormuz, and that will block the entire supply of the world oil and gas which is coming through that route. So definitely Saudi Arabia and other countries of Middle East will not tolerate that, and they will definitely get entangled into this war, or they will request USA, and definitely USA will carry out to clear this sea route which is so essential for the global supply chain restoration. Definitely the oil gas, very major part of India is also coming through this route, but India has a diversion route also to meet its supply, and it has got enough of strategic reserves. Might be the effect on India will not be more, but if this war prolongs and if this sea route is blocked for a longer duration, if it is not being cleared within a week, then definitely the severe effect even all the Middle East oil producing countries will be having, as well as India will be affected, China will be affected. But definitely India is a more resilient economy, and we have got other routes to restore our gas supply as well as the. But what I am trying to bring this, one big message is there, that everyone in the world, all peaceful countries, they want that no irresponsible government, no government which is run by radicalized elements must have a nuclear weapon. Though on the other side, even North Korea is there. North Korea is having nuclear weapons. And he is a dictator over there. And he keeps threatening many nations around the world. Even one-to-one threatens even USA. So that is also a rogue element in the entire world. Let's see, when we are having this pursuit against nuclear weapons, there are already 7 states, they are having nuclear weapons, and as per SIPRI report, Stockholm International Peace Institute is given a study that every single country which was having nuclear weapons, they have improved their delivery system, they have refined their stockpile of nuclear weapons, and India is also one of them. Better missiles, you are having intercontinental ballistic missiles, submerged launched ballistic missiles, air launched continental ballistic missiles, supersonic missiles, hypersonic missiles, laser guided missiles. That all could be. Even India is having tried the same way other 3 countries are having tried. and this way we can launch these weapons from the nuclear submarines. The most important aspect of this resetting is definitely it seems to me that after a disruption which will look like that it is already a world war or minimum mini world war you can call it, but I think the disruption will be more, and then when the resetting of this global order will take place, I am sure it will be towards peace and stability. The time has come that UNO must be dismantled. Some other organization must come in place of it, say G20, which has become G21, and there are many 51 African countries are there as part of African Union. So this way, I think that can shape, or the permanent members to the Security Council of UN Security Council, UNSC, must bring at least Brazil and India as its permanent members so that the global South and South Asia voice is heard, and similarly that Latin American and other countries voice is heard in UNO, so that the China sometimes when uses the veto power to shield terrorism, the world-class terrorists, those are declared by UNO as terrorists, even they are saved and they are having the natural harboring in Pakistan. It could be avoided. So my dear friends, it's a very volatile situation. I don't deny that America and Israel will not carry out further activity to eliminate any doubt that Iran is still having left some capabilities by which it can convert their enriched uranium, the stockpile of some plutonium, and then that uranium, which is only 20% enriched, could be converted into crude bombs. So all these efforts, I'm sure America or Israel will make towards it. But now Strait of Hormuz must be cleared by all peaceful nations, or bringing Iran and Israel on the negotiation table so that there is no further escalation and Iran comes to the table. It says that whatever my enrichment uranium or whatever activities are there, they could be subjected to the IAEA inspection wherever they want to go. But the biggest question still remains. That is the mindset. The mindset, the top mindset is run by clerics, mullahs and Maulvis in Iran. That needs to be removed. Israel did that action towards the same, that removing their top radical mindset in top military leadership and the nuclear scientists, those were hell-bent to pursue this nuclear weapon so that, they are able to finish off Jews from this earth or use it against Israel first, and maybe then the other nations could have been their target. So this is a very serious threat still over there that Iran will still pursue if regime is not changed over there. There are only few radical mindset over there. I think people of Iran must go against the present setup and change over there. Or another possibility is there that America knows where Ayatollah Khomeini is hiding and they might eliminate him. And definitely then there will be a change in the top leadership. Regime will change. People will be heavy because that radicalized mindset is not there, which shows them the power of their nuclear weapons. But here one thing is to be reminded. that Iran is not to be taken lightly. From last 15 to 20 years, they have put a lot of resources in refinement of their ballistic missile systems. And the kind of an havoc they have created in Tel Aviv and then the port city of Israel, Haifa, and many other cities, the way they have hit Iron Dome and any other air defense systems of Israel was not able to detect them. They are still left near about 1,000 to 1,500 missiles. I know that Israel has destroyed near about 20%, not 20, I'll count it at near about 40% of their launches. But they are still having the movable missile launchers. And the ballistic missiles, those are having MIRVs, that is multiple independently retargetable vehicle. It means one missile and then they are hitting the 4 or 5 places in the same city or the nearby cities. So it's a very dangerous threat still remains over there. And then we have to see whether it has been heard by the deputy leader of Russia that many other countries are ready to give nuclear weapons. I am sure they will not be giving it to you. Iran, though they are having argument in UNO that Iran has signed NPT, IAEA was having their inspection of their peaceful nuclear energy programs, then why it has been hit? On the other side, Israel is having nuclear weapons. And why the world fraternity is not hitting Israel? But my dear friend, here Israel is a very, very responsible country. Israel is not against the existential threat to any other humanity on this earth or any other religion or any other country and nation. It's a very responsible country. It's a peace-loving country. But if their existential threat is given to them, definitely they have got right to defend and to go to whatever level they feel like till they suppress all this Hamas, Hezbollah and Houthis, those have been created mainly by Iran funding them. The kind of internal structure in civilian places they were having, the Hamas was having, it has come to the light. Similarly, the Pakistan way of attack during Operation Sindoor, the Pakistan was having the similar kind of thing, and Iran is also hiding their weapons in civilian areas. Pakistan also went to a height that they were bringing their civilian aircrafts in the route of the missiles in the aircrafts of India so that their military targets are not hit. But still, India has shown the restraints and the responsibility in the war and still carried out the precise kinetic attacks, not crossing the LAC, but from India itself, so that now the capabilities are clear. So here, I leave it to you with a thought that the world is going to see the biggest disruption, and it is a resetting of new world order, which has already started. But if sense prevails to the world leaders, though UNO is a defunct organization, but the responsible countries, if they can bring Israel and Iran to the table, Russia and Ukraine to the table, and then punish all these terrorism which is taking place anywhere in any nation on this planet, they also punished heavily so that this violence which is happening. Now, most important risk, or I'll say threat, now European countries are experiencing, and entire West is. Just see the radical element, what kind of an havoc they are creating in UK, in Sweden, in France, in Italy, but they have curbed it very strongly, like China curbed the radical elements, Muslim radical elements. Germany is having. So many West nations are now going to have that effect of radicalization. They have to take very concrete and strong step to crush this mindset. And if they are able to do, definitely we are going to move towards a peaceful and a stable new world order after this resetting. Dear friends, if you like my video, the contents of my video, please like it and subscribe my channel. I assure you I don't charge anything, I don't use any frills in my videos, but directly I talk to you heart to heart and try to give my analysis which is based on research and unbiased. Till next, have a good time.